Okay, so here we'll start with the building of the user interface of our project. So here we have a blank HTML file which we can find in this folder. Here it is, so blank. So we will go straight away to creating our landing page. So here I will just say HTML5, and then I get a boilerplate, so I can actually hide the rest of this. Okay, we're trying to build some sort of a phone book or a phone registry where we can keep having our users of any system, and then we have their contacts that at any point in time we can reach out to them. So here the name of the project is phone book. I will keep it there as phone book. Then we're going to spin our small live server here. By the way, to get a live server, all you needed to do was to come to plugins. On plugins here, you simply go to live server is going to come up. There it is. I have it installed, so that's what's spinning up this our local server here. Okay, so our live server seems to be running here, but we're not going to use it here. I have prepared this file here. I copied the link and I put it here. So great, so let's just test and see. Let's just say test and see. Good, test comes up, meaning it's actually linked to this file. So the first thing is we need to bring in our CSS library. We're using Bootstrap. That way we're going to be spending less time architecting anything. So I have this CSS file that's come here. I'll rush online and look for Bootstrap library. Bootstrap. We can let's use Bootstrap version 4. Yeah, 4.3, there's no big difference. So the first thing they're asking us to do is to copy this link so that we are being delivered the online version. Yeah, CDN, Content Delivery Network. So by the time I post that here, that's for the CSS. We won't be using much of the JavaScript, but anyway, let's just copy it, so you never know. I'll come down here in the body. Just before we finish up in the body, we paste them there. So the first one is jQuery 3, and then we have Bootstrap 4.6, should be compatible 4.6, and here 4.6.2. So remember, versioning is the version of the Bootstrap library we're using. Okay, so the moment I do this and I save, just see, even this test is going to change a little. Good, you see the design has just affected a little, so we have that. So our user interface is going to be such that we have a couple of buttons here to fill in the user, and then we have our users listed on this other side of the screen. So for that to be done, let's build our basic user interface. Div dot container, div dot row, div dot column. Okay, now we ask ourselves where we input information and where we see the table of users, should they have the same size? At the moment, let's leave them with the same size. Here also say form, and then here we have a table. Good, so we're going to have our form here and then our table here. Okay, so if we don't want to stress that much, we could be going back to the Bootstrap library. Yeah, we're going back to the Bootstrap library so that you see where I'm getting all of this from. Yeah, it's no magic, all of that's available online. So if I expand this a little bit, I come to Bootstrap. I want Bootstrap 4. So you have version 3, 4, 5. We'll focus on 4. Your 4 is a little bit more modern. So on 4, I'll go right down. Here's the basic layout, which I've done already. So I could decide to add this Jumbotron, which is some sort of an intro. I add it up here. So just to tell people what the app is all about, I come here and say my phone book app. Yeah, I say keep a record of my users. As simple as that. So the moment I do that, cool, I find my phone book app. Keeping a record of my users. Keeping a record of my users. Great, we can have that. So here there's a space for our form and there's a space for our table. So let me prototype the table very fast, given that the table UI is not very cumbersome. So here I'll just call it table. Yeah, then I come here T head. In T head we have a table row, then we have TH. Here we want to see the name of the person, name, contact. What else will be seen about the person, name, contact, and maybe location, where these people stay. So here all we need to do here is to come to the same T head. I'll make it T foot. We go down again, I'll make it T foot, and then now it's time, it's time now to make T body. So for T body we're going to come and do TD, and let's say the first person's name is Achu. Achu, I don't know how to spell Achu. No, I think this is probably how to spell the name. What's his contact? 6 1 3 2 1. Okay, and then where are they found? Let's say probably they live at Amana. Yeah, when I save that, I see that information here. So here's the information, here's the table head. So let's just add another. Oops, this is so wrong. We needed a T row first to actually hold all of that information together. So once I've done that, I just do 2 more. Good, so we'll have our table as such. We can have as many entries as possible. Now let's prototype our form. So we need the user's name, their contact, and then their location. So we rush up to our form here. So by the way, all these classes, you get all of that from the Bootstrap library. We said we're using Bootstrap 4, not 3. Bootstrap 4. So if you come to Bootstrap 4 and you come to table, where Bootstrap tables? Grid order. No, table should be up. Table. Am I blind? Tables, great. When it comes to Bootstrap tables, fine. You see all the code we use here. By the time we give you the class table, you start formatting your code the way you want. But at the moment it says stripe. Stripe simply means when your table gets too long, it's good to actually separate them with colors, else you can get confused. So if I want to add table striped, I simply come to this table here. After that, I simply come here. After I put table stripe, remember I don't put the dot. The dot striped is the CSS, it's how it's going to be referenced in CSS. I think they call it locator. Yeah, in CSS if it was an ID, you will have hashtag. It was ID. If it's a class, C. If it's a tag, you call it by its name. So all of that is in CSS. So we're not doing any CSS. We won't be doing much of the CSS here, by the way. So the moment I save, now I'm interested in getting the form. So I could come here rapidly, go down to forms here. So while the forms are loading there, I'll come here and prototype the form by myself. I'll say form. Good. Here, let's say I needed a div dot form. I need the specific classes to be used so that the design comes out as such. So I'll come here and simply use form group. So that's a class. And then once I have the form group, I actually put in, we're trying to get just a name, the contact number, the location of this person. Yeah, let's just say we thought of email after and we decided to add an email. So contact, after the email, I'll go down here too and make sure for each of the contacts I give them a mail. Test mail.com. Here I come and add you here, and then I add you here. Good. So I will come here, and after the form group, I can just copy out all of these here plus the label, and I paste it here. Great. Let's see how they align. Yeah. So by the time I come in here, this is for email. Okay, if this is for email, I can just let this be this. Then I come here. I come here for the name. So for name, I do this course I want to change enter name and ID name, so I simply come and change all of them to name. Here I could come down to and target we did a word number. Yeah, so here I'll say contact number. By the way, if you're trying to get a number from a user, here you change this to number. If you're trying to get an email, here you change this to email. So these are special attributes that are actually going to provide some data validation in HTML. But for name here, there is no attribute as name, so we'll actually have it as text. So we'll come here and say contact name. Yeah, as simple as that. Contact email address. Yeah, contact number. Which other information are we taking? Location. Where are they situated? Location. We do this and we get their location. And we copy your location is going to be text. But usually, for the contact location, it could be long. So usually, for location, we will not use input. Let's just do the input. Then you see something. Enter location. We'll come here, call location. So the moment we do this and we'll come to our app, you see there's a beautiful form here. Usually you might want to add a border so that it stands out, but at the moment let's take it like this. So we have a name, here we have email, here we have email again. No, enter email, enter, you can't enter email again. This is number, so enter number. Great. So enter number. You see here I can't use a letter. I can use E because E is like for exponential, so that works. So letters won't go, only numbers will go. Whereas email must be in the format, must be in this format. If you do anything less than that, it's going to show up. Then contact location here. Usually you don't use input for contact location. Contact location usually requires more text, and the person could format by leaving one text on one line. So for that we have to use another form element, which is going to be text area. So I'm just going to change a little bit from this. Placeholder still remains, ID remains, great. But then text area, you actually close it back with the text area. So that's written itself like 2 times text area, great. When we do this, you see, because someone could say I live in Emana Yaoundé, you see, Cameroon. You see, you have to give them a possibility of formatting the information as much as they could. Yeah, this is equally very necessary. Reason why it would be good to leave contact location in a text area. There are other form elements you could use if you wanted to get a person's gender or in which neighborhood they are. It all depends on how big your project gets. Okay, now we need a submit form button here. So for the submit button, I could pick any of these. I'll come and pick you here, and I come down here and I put, so here I'll take you off. Yeah, and then here for the text type, I'll just say submit, so it's going to change into a button. Form control placeholder, I really don't need the placeholder, but I'll change it to value instead, because the value is going to be the text that everyone sees. So it says send info, probably. I save that and I say okay, here it is down here. So the ID, I would simply say send info as the name of the ID. Submit, what am I missing out? Okay, in such a situation we discover that our send info here is not colored, so Bootstrap equally permits us to give it some extra. I'll make it green. Success. So the moment I save that, we now have this beautiful button that shows up here that if we click on, it's supposed to submit this form. So when I click, if you notice, the form refreshes very fast. Okay, so here we have our basic UI of what we're trying to build. You should always start with this, where you use some HTML and CSS. We've not written any CSS here because all our CSS is found in this library, the Bootstrap library. How do we know that? If I should come here and I do Control U, you see, this is our source code. Everything we've written so far, here it is. And if I come here and actually click on this link, You see, this is CSS that's been waiting for us already by Bootstrap. Yeah. So, and this is what Bootstrap 4.6.2. Here's a version. So should there be any issue when you go to Stack Overflow or on Google, when you search in, make sure you add this version there and you'll get exactly what you need. Bootstrap is built by Twitter under the MIT open source license. So you can get all the information you need here. Just to show that this is CSS has been mimified, so like compressed such that you don't leave spaces that consume more space. Alright, so I copy this just to show you it's CSS. If I paste this code here, you see all of this code here. This is it on one line here. Yeah, it has been super compressed so that it does not consume much space, so the size has been reduced. So this is CSS code. You can see the icon here has changed to CSS. It has recognized it already, and you can see it has started highlighting the different colors and everything. We won't be going much into that anyway, so I'll rapidly close that without saving. So thanks for watching this far. So here we have our basic interface for our phonebook app. Okay, so we'll be changing this into the MVC shortly. Thank you.